Welcome back. My name's Dr. George Mochocki. I hope you didn't forget about me. We had a spring break here at Harper College last week, so you all should be refreshed. We're at the halfway mark. This is week 7. Be open up later on today around 3 o'clock for those of you who want to get a head start. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of the day today, and Monday you'll be open up for you. Let's talk about some of the stuff that happened last week during the break. I was gone, you were gone, so we're all refreshed. We're in week 7. I'm not going to be reminding you constantly to update your discussion board, to do certain work. You're already at week 7. You're adults. You're going to sports marketing. Your customer or your client's going to want you to be accountable for the dates and the things you promised him or her at that time. So if you don't do it on time, boop, you just start losing the point. Most of you that have been on the discussion board uh, throughout this first 7 weeks, you're doing great. The other ones who are just doing some of the other work, and now you realize that you're in a D range, and some of you are in an F range. Now you're trying to do some work. You could still come up there, but there's no way you're going to get a B or an A. You may pull off a C. Hopefully, yeah, or a D if that's what you're looking for. But here's what you have to understand: a D is not transferable, but it'll still get you within the associate degree here at Harper College. So if you're going to put that effort, might as well get the C out of the class, so at least you could transfer someplace else. Okay, so enough of that. The water cooler was pretty good. People, part of the questions in the water cooler, some of you didn't even do a water cooler. You have to ask a question, help somebody else out. And my regular online students that do the discussion board, you're doing well. The other ones, you I'll help you, but remember, if you were working for me, most of you you'd be written up or fired. Okay, realistically. So let's go forward. Let's do on a positive note. We're in week 7. I got people coming back in and say, hey, I want to at least pass this class. So let's go forward and let's start. Remember, spring break, new new beginning. Let's look at it that way. All right. So here's what we had. One of the several questions we had in the discussion board is what's required for our final paper and presentation. And good point. So if you look in here, what I've done in here, I have new marketing campaign project info. New. That means new and improved. I updated it a little bit from the last time I taught this class, and I utilized it so it would kind of mirror or reflect the book that you're reading. Remember, this is a good book by the author, and it's tied in with a chapter. So let's go with what we have in here. I'm just going to go real quickly. I want you to go in there in a couple of weeks. I want you to look at it, make some decisions, and then a couple of weeks when it's closer to the end, I'll open up for discussion. What don't you understand and what you need to know, okay? So you click on this thing, it's made available for you. What's required? I get a whole YouTube in here, 40 minutes, walk you step by step. I have a concept map in here. Click on it, just like you do all my mind maps. It'll have the first level. I think this one is a full concept map, has all the details. And then here's where you're going to be. You'll be submitted as an individual since this is a mini course. And when I look at submittal in the PowerPoint, what you'll be doing is you'll create a PowerPoint as you'll be presenting, and you'll either do a YouTube or a narrative PowerPoint. It means you basically will talk and give me a PowerPoint slide that's reflected as if you'd be doing it in a classroom. Okay, so you have everything you need, and then I also have requirements here as a PowerPoint. My requirements in a PowerPoint is this is a video, but some of you just want the PowerPoint, to print out the copies and work on it. So setting up, remember, there's no final exam. This is your final project, a written paper worth 150 points if I'm mistaken, and the PowerPoint's worth 40 points, and with a narrative, if you just give me a plain PowerPoint, only worth 25 points. Okay, so let's go back into our weekly discussion assignments, one-stop shopping, so you do all your work. And look, when you're doing some of your discussions and you're giving me things in a rubric, I learned something out of chapter 7. I would at least like to know a little bit more. What did you learn? Expand on it. Look, you're going to marketing. You're going to be talking to customers. when you're talking to customers, you have to be able to communicate with them. Now, yep, that's a good idea. Have to sell, and that's part of marketing. Whether it's sports marketing or regular marketing or retail merchandising, how do I communicate with the customer? Utilize these discussion boards to learn how to collaborate with other students, other peers, how to collaborate with your customers, and at a college level, as a business professional level. Remember, they don't see you. They may see your picture. How you communicate, how you connect with them is how you're going to get that next sale, or how you'll be able to promote your product. Okay? All right, so we're going to click on this, and this will be available at 4 p.m. today. You click on it, and here you have your written assignment. Now, your written assignment is going to be part of your discussion board, so I'll give it to till Wednesday. Look, and you say, well, I do everything on a Sunday. Hey, shh, shh, shh. I'm 24/7 open. I'm marketing, more marketing business 24/7. I know you work. I know you go to school. You could go on and do some surfing. A lot of you are on social media talking to all your friends. Pull that away for a while. You're still on the social media, internet, and actually go in there. And if you notice your grades, if you haven't been doing the discussion board but waiting to the last minute, I'm going by the rubrics. Look at the rubrics. Boom. Some of you think I'm just going to give you easy 20 points. You're past that point. You want to do it, you respond to two or three more students. Usually it's three or more students, not all on one day, not on the last minute. Your first post comes to me. Now, if I'm looking at this question, you're going to go in the textbook, and here, you're going to search, let's see, complete question one in the textbook, and this will be also. Okay, so you're going to go on, you're going to search the internet, and you're gonna for the sports you like, and hopefully it's something that maybe if you open up a business, some of you told me you open up businesses, some of you are gonna be selling some product. See if you could utilize some of this internet search to be part of your sources for your paper that's required. You're required when you write the final paper 6 outside sources, and that's not like academic. I went to the sports shop. I looked at my competitor's website. I found some information on a different brand. I went right to the manufacturer and found something that I didn't know. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to search the internet and find examples of 3 new sports products recently introduced into the market. How do I know it? Google it. Come on. You know how to find stuff if you want it. Talk to your friends. All right? Are we good? Because then the next chapters, I think next week we're going to start going to promotional. And promotional, in the next few chapters, promotional mix, you're going to come up with a promotional plan, a campaign plan, at least who your market is, what's going to be your message. Remember, integrated marketing. Okay? So now you're just going to be looking at your product, whether it's your own product for your business or a new product. But I need that. And now, when a lot of you are writing, you're giving me, you only give me half a paragraph. I'm looking for 300 words. Come on, the paper is worth 40 points. I think it's like 2 pages I need out of that. So it's like 600 words or whatever it is. 40 points. Look at the rubrics that I have in there. That's a lot. It's not hard. It's interesting. So do the research. Give me the links. Some of you, if you do write up about it and you don't create any kind of links, you get marked off for not being active in the internet. You get marked off for not giving me outside sources. It doesn't take that much. You put the links in there. Okay. And the other thing on the paper, some of you, one individual, one or two, have submitted to me as a page document. I can't open up Page. Blackboard don't open up Page. I'm not going to download the program just for you for Page. You have to understand what your customer or client wants. In that kind of format, you provide them. If you don't have it, don't. Remember, Harper has it. You can download Microsoft Office 365 for, what do you call it, for free as a student. You download it. There's a link in the student's portal. Put it in there for a Mac or for your IBM machine or for your laptop, and you are set. If you don't have a Mac or a computer, just your smartphone, go into the resource centers at Harper College. You got them, the mega labs all over the school, and also in the library. A lot of resources, a lot of people help you how to do the research. There's no excuse. You're going into business. You're going into marketing. You have to know how to research and how to get information that is current. Okay? So done with that. I'm finished with that. So you understand. I'm going with the rubrics. You get the grade. Sometimes I put the comments in the paper. Look at it. The rubrics is where you're weak at and where you have to be. You need improvement. Okay. Your journal entry is real easy. Give me a paragraph. Dr. George, I learned today about different products. And let's see, we have that. Here's my mind map, exactly. I'll click this on there. And look, some people say it doesn't open up. Mine is set up, remember, it's a PDF file. I want to give you one level, so you read the book. I would open up the mind map and put my notes. This will help you for your quizzes. Now you're going to come in here, and you also have a quiz on chapter, what do you call it, 8. Uh, I'll put it in there because I got to update it a little bit because you're going to have some multiple choice, some true and false. Not true and false, multiple choice and short essays. I want to start getting you to write and let me know what you understand about that, okay? So you're going to come in here. You see how I opened it up? It's not here. You come down here, and it's a PDF file. And so this is going. So you got the first tier. Anytime you have a plus, and this one I gave you the full thing. All pluses, the life cycle is you're going to look at this new products you opened up, and they're all going to be all new life cycles. So they're going to be at the beginning of the introduction phase. When I'm looking at the introduction phase, remember, the plus means you could add on your own notes. You write your own little notes in here. Don't expect everything from me. Come on. You're supposed to read the book. Easy reading book. My goodness sakes. Take me for my, some of you will be taking my finance class. A little bit harder. I make it easier for you. That I understand. The book is your headache. This one's easy. It's interesting. It ties into everything you want to do. I enjoy this. You should enjoy it. Don't look at it as a chore. Look at it as you're developing, or look, when you're in sport and you have to learn how to play, you're playing baseball, you're playing basketball, or you're playing golf and everything else. You're learning over and over and over repetition. They'll teach you how to stand, and you're interested at. Look at this. This is going to be your career. This is what you're going to go forward to, whether you're in sports marketing or whether you're in, for lack of better words, any kind of marketing or retail merchandising. Again, how do I sell my product and get it out there and communicate with the customer how he or she gets that information. All right. So you're going to be and look, it could be a new and improved. So it'll fall back into the introduction. I had a product, like somebody mentioned before. There was a basketball that I think in the discussion board when you went to the store that you didn't have to fill up with air. Good for a whole year. Now, what if I like a little bit more of a bouncier? What if I know for the league you have to have the just amount of air in there because they had the issue with the football, made it too soft, it's easier to catch. All right, so I understand that. But then I'm just playing around. I'm enjoying the sport. And my friends aren't going to go, oh, let's pump up the ball. Does it have uh, 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 the pressure that's supposed to be? Yeah, it's your likening. So now it has this ball that has no. You don't have to fill up for a year. Does it have some kind of gook in there? Does it have the same kind of bounce? Does it feel the same? On the outside, the same, but does it control the same way? So remember, basketball been around a long time. They new and improved, so they're in the introduction side, telling the consumers how. So you're going to find 3 of them. So you're going to look at the competition, everything else. Overview. Let me just make this a little bit bigger here. I don't know if I can make it bigger. Hang on. There we go. All right, so make it a little bit. This is a PDF. It's not my normal concept maps. I had the full lecture. All right, new product, understand the life cycle, success. Perspectives. Remember, this is the whole thing for my whole lecture. Just so you understand, tradability, observability. Take the lecture. Okay, so I'm done with this. Let me just close this off because I don't want to spend too much time on this. This is supposed to be a quick review. Did I do something wrong? I'm back in here. Okay. My blackboard. Close this off. Okay, so we have that. No problem. So you know what to do. Write it. Oh, and this is your homework assignment. And then you have your, I didn't put it in there. You'll also have in here, you'll have your discussion board. And I'll make a link in here. So let me, right? So you look at your discussion board. And if you look at your discussions, right, it's already open. A little slow here. Week 7 products. Answer question 101 and put in the subject area. I got a new baseball. I got a new batting machine. I've got a new golf balls that have a GPS on there, so I'll never lose them. I can always track them down, or it shines, or it does something. I don't know. You're going to tell me, and we're going to learn as a collective. All right. So you have this. Now the discussion board's a little different. You will not see anyone else's discussion until you do your first post. Remember, if you don't do a first post, after you post, then everything else will be open. Because some people will just be looking at somebody else's and kind of steal their ideas. Or not steal, repackage somebody else's ideas to utilize you. I want you to do your own research. Good. Make sure you put the links on there. Submit it. You'll be all right. Let's go back, and then you do for lack of better words, you come in here. You do your paper, your discussion, your quiz. I haven't put it in there, but I'll put it in a second, and then you should be all done. The quiz this time is going to be multiple choice and some short answers in there. I got to get you to write. Come on. A lot of you can communicate real well with people, face to face, social media, short sentences, to the point. But now I have to sound a little bit more professional and have an idea and carry it through so my message relates to my client or customer when I'm communicating with him either through social media, through Skype or face to face, or a lot of times through an email format. All right? Okay, so that's about it. I think we're doing pretty good. You have everything you need in here. And let's see, so we're going to go back in here, one-stop shopping. Again, I've got everything else in here. You've got your quiz, participate in the discussion, complete assignment 7, take the quiz, record your weekly reflection. Again, we're halfway through. You put up with me so long. Let's complete this. Remember, you might have had a rocky, slow start. We're going for it. Those of you who have been here, I'm not your parent. I'm not your coach yelling at you. If you're an adult, you're empowered, and you should be accountable for your action. You're late, I take points off. And I know something happens at work and you can't make it, computer's down, then I'll put this stuff in here where it says like homework assignments, and it's 30% off right off the bat. Boom. You have to be penalized for not giving. Everything in business, everything with your customers is by due date. Think about yourself. If they tell me they're going to deliver something at that date and you take a day off and you're waiting for them and they don't show up, you're upset. Due date. You work everything with your due date. Work your schedule around. You're doing well. 7 more weeks, and then you're done with me. And then, I'm teaching, I think, a finance class in the summer. Summer is not as many classes. And some of you, if you're going for business administration, you have to take a finance class. You're already used to me. A lot of my students, a couple of my students from last time I taught this sports marketing and retail merchandising, hey, he seemed like a pretty good guy online. I'll take him for the finance. And that's management 218. And it's a blended class, so it's half in the classroom and half, in the evening, and half online. And you're already an online student, you'll do well. All right, so that's it. Again, my name is Dr. Jordan Mochocki, and week 8. Hope you're all refreshed. You're ready to go. You had that break. You re-energize yourself. And now let's make it to the finish line. It's very close, okay? And I'll see you in the discussion board. Bye. Let's see how many minutes I have in here. Ooh, 18 minutes. Pretty good. Remember, I try to keep these real short.